This special broadcast is an introductory session on World Health Organization WhatsApp group. As the service will provide you with the latest information and guidance from World Health Organization on the current outbreak of coronavirus disease, COVID-19, that was first reported on 31st December 2019. And following, you can follow the number like +417989318892 for more detail about this broadcast. Then, if you will send hi, you will receive number information from World Health Organization, like as follows: like welcome to Health Alerts. Get information and guidance about COVID-19 and related health topics. Reply with a number, emoji, or word in bold to explore one of these topics, like latest in news and cases, vaccine updates, health topics, COVID-19 information and advice, connect and share, language choice, terms and privacy, then alert settings. Like hot topics as the newly detected Omicron variants has a large number of mutations. We do not yet know how easily it spreads or if it causes more severe disease. Reply 436 to learn more about variants. Then the details were given. Like, should I worry about the virus changing variants? It was broadcasted as of 4 December 2021. Like it's normal for virus to change over time, like including the SARS-CoV-2 virus, and scientists follow this change closely. Protection against variants. The virus will continue to evolve as long as it continues to spread. So we should make every effort to stop the virus spreading. World Health Organization urges you to get vaccinated as soon as you can. Continue to wear masks and take other precautions, even if you have been vaccinated. Like Delta variants were discussed, like the Delta is currently the dominant variant worldwide. It spreads easily, especially in groups of unvaccinated people. It is responsible for more cases and deaths worldwide. All approved COVID-19 vaccines help prevent severe diseases and death from Delta. Like Omicron variants, World Health Organization have named a new variants of concerns, Omicron. This variant had a large number of mutations and was first detected in Southern Africa. As WHO clarifies that they don't know yet how easily it spreads, whether it causes more severe diseases, how effective existing vaccines are. The first evidence seems to show that you can get reinfected by these variants. Like existing PCR tests work to detect it. Existing treatments will be effective. Scientists are studying the variants and will share information as it becomes available. Like WHO Health Alerts is a COVID-19 messaging service that provides trustworthy, up-to-date information. Like WHO states that they have updated their service to send alerts through WhatsApp. The alerts will send you the latest information about prevention and treatment in your area. Like how often you would like to receive alerts, like weekly, important only, or later, ask me later. Weekly and important alerts are currently only in English. These are the details given. Like for one, if you will send like latest news and press, investing $1 per person per year could save 7 million lives in low and lower middle income countries. As started in December 2021, it was broadcasted. A new World Health Organization report shows that close to 7 million deaths could be prevented by 2030 if low and lower middle income countries were to make an additional investment of less than $1 per person per year in the prevention and treatment of non-communicable diseases. Like the decades dedicated to capacity building for health emergency preparedness and responses. As World Health Organization offers in Lyon, France, a center of excellence in strengthening public health laboratories, contributes to global health security and support countries in building stronger health emergency capacities. Like more than half a billion people pushed further into extreme poverty due to healthcare costs. COVID-19 pandemic disrupts health services worldwide. Like new evidences compiled by the World Health Organization and the World Bank shows that the COVID-19 pandemic is likely to halt 2 decades of global progress towards universal health coverage. As updated interim recommendations for the use of the Janssen at 2.6 COVID-19 vaccines, it was reported that the interim recommendations for use of the Janssen's 826.cov2.s COVID-19 vaccine have been updated to reflect latest evidence. For further information, see below interim recommendations for use of the Janssen 826.cov2.s COVID-19 vaccines against COVID-19. Like WHO and Global Fund warns inequalities block progress towards ending AIDS, TB, and malaria. Like inequalities have been widely acknowledged as barriers to achieving global and national goals and targets in HIV, TB, and malaria programs. Like for more news, situations reports as follows. Like situation reports provided the latest updates on the novel coronavirus updates. Rolling updates on coronavirus disease COVID-19 sourced from across World Health Organization media. The new articles are available on this link. Press briefings are available on these links, and latest numbers as follows. Like data is reported by national authorities by December 14, 2021 was as follows. Like for India, these were the confirmed cases. These were like for global concerns. Like for vaccine, COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. A vaccinated person may still get COVID-19, but the illness is less severe. Keep practicing basic health precautions to prevent the spread. You can reply with the number below to find out more about like 21 for how vaccine works, 23 for vaccine safety, 24 for how long protection lasts, 25 for access to vaccines, 26 for stopping the pandemic, 27 for vaccine options brands, 28 for vaccine side effects, 29 for vaccines and variants. These are the links, YouTube video links to learn about some basic topics. And the hot topic was mentioned that like the newly detected Omicron variants has a large number of mutations. They had published that they do not yet know how easily it spreads or if it causes more severe diseases. It could be replied with 436 to learn more about variants. Then the health concerns like look after yourself. COVID-19 is affecting how we live our daily lives. Many of us are having to think more carefully about our day-to-day health and wellness. And to learn more about any of the topics below, reply with the numbers or keywords in bold like 31 for coping, 32 for quit tobacco challenge, 33 for protect yourself, 34 for parenting tips, 35 for lifestyle tips. You can reply breathe for an introduction to stress management exercise on your phone. You can take a few minutes a day to practice proven techniques to help you cope with the stress. Like 4 for COVID-19 information and advices. Like for more about the topics below, reply with the number word in bold. 41 for protect yourself, 42 for vaccines updates, 43 for questions and answers, 44 for myth, know about facts, 45 for travel advice, 46 for quiz, do you know truth from fictions, 47 for care at home. Then the connect and share advice like connect with the World Health Organization through your preferred channel for Facebook. This is the link for Free Basics by Facebooks. And WHO Free Basics is your service that gives free access to detailed World Health Organization information. The service is only available free through participating mobile operators in specific countries. Check whenever or whether your country or mobile provider offers free basics at no charge, like for Viber. This is the details for share, donate, strike, news, alerts. These are the numbers denoted. The language options were as like get reliable information from WHO about COVID-19 and other health topics in your language, like for Arabic, Bengali, Chinese, Dari English, Espanol, Frances, Hausa, Hindi, Italiano, Kiswahili, Kurdish, Latvian, Pashto, Polish, Portuguese, Russian, Somali, Tamil, or Urdu. Like WHO COVID-19 WhatsApp service privacy policy states that the attached privacy statement describes the policy on the processing, collecting, using, storing, retrieving, disseminating, but you cannot be destroyed. The message or the informations incurred or generated by the person should not be destroyed by anyone through any means, otherwise they would be legally sued, and the compensation should be given to the persons, whoever is interacting and sharing information. Like if you are not signed up to the receive message from WHO Health Alerts, if you don't like to get any alerts, you can reply for weekly for regular updates. Important for key message, quit to start the tobacco quit challenge, stop to opt out. Remember, you can still use health alerts on WhatsApp when you need information without being subscribed to alerts. The details are as things like you can dial 1 for latest news and cases, 2 for vaccine updates, 3 for health topics, 4 for COVID-19 information and advices, 5 for connect and share, 6 for language choices, 7 for terms and privacy, 8 for alerts. It continues, as informations are being provided by the organization, which is available on certain extension numbers, then you could know the information as it was provided at 22, like how are vaccines developed and tested. Like every vaccine must go through large scale and strict testing to make sure it is safe and that it works. For testing, a new vaccine is first tested in animals to check that it is safe and to show that it can prevent the disease. The scientists do 3 phases of human clinical trials. Like in phase 1, a small number of volunteers get the vaccine. The vaccine is tested for safety and to make sure it kicks off an immune response. Researchers also work out the right doses. Like in phase 2, it was reported that the vaccine is usually given to hundreds of volunteers. It is checked for side effects and to make sure it creates an immune response. Phase 3 trials involves thousands of volunteers. Some get the vaccine and some do not. Researchers compare the result to see if the vaccine is safe and effective. For approval, the clinical trials results are reviewed to make sure that the vaccine works and it's safe. The manufacturing process is also reviewed. These checks are needed for vaccine approval so that it can be added to a national immunization program. Like for monitoring the vaccine rollout, it closely monitors. This helps pick up any unexpected negative effects and further checks its effectiveness. For vaccine approvals, videos were provided and the things it is available and the link and the details are given as vaccines are safe. Vaccines are very safe. A person is far more likely to be seriously harmed by a disease that a vaccine getting. Getting vaccinated lowers your chance of getting serious or deadly illness and from getting long-term symptoms. Common vaccines like the polio vaccines have been used for decades. Millions of people receive them safely every year. Like every vaccine needs to go through large-scale testing before it can be used. Vaccines are closely monitored. If any health problems are reported, they are carefully investigated. Usually health problems that are investigated are not caused by the vaccine itself. The benefits of getting vaccinated outweigh any risk. Further information were given. Like you can know more from this interactive interface, like 231 for infection, 232 for pregnancy breastfeeding periods, 233 for health inflammations, 234 for blood clots, 235 for children and adolescents, 236 for who should not take the vaccine, 237 for Guillain-Barré syndrome. and it continues like how long does protection last? As was predicted that the World WHO still don't know exactly how long protection from COVID-19 vaccine lasts. But current data indicates that most people have strong protection against serious illness and death for at least 6 months. Immunity may reduce faster in people who are older or who have underlying medical conditions or who have a high level of exposure to the virus. To protect yourself, get vaccinated and continue practicing the other protective behaviors against COVID-19. Like who should get vaccine first? WHO believes that everyone across the world should have access to safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines. Vaccinations should start with those at higher risk. For priority groups, the decision about the WHO who should get vaccinated first should be based on how the virus is spreading in this country and how many doses of vaccines are available. Where infections is spreading widely and there are limited vaccine doses, these groups should be vaccinated first. Like high-risk health workers, older at-risk adults, older people adults, people with comorbidities, other at-risk groups, school staffs, other essential workers. And for global access, WHO is working to make sure that all countries get a fair share of COVID-19 vaccines and treatments. As each country should receive doses of safe and effective vaccine in proportion to their population, these should be used to vaccinate the highest priority groups. When more vaccine doses are available, these should be distributed to all countries to vaccinate other priority groups. As how quickly can vaccines stop the pandemic? Like for safe and effective vaccines are a game changer, but we don't yet know how long it will take to stop the pandemic. Like how quickly vaccines can stop the pandemic will depend on how well it works. When vaccines are approved, how quickly doses can be produced, how quickly they are distributed, how many people get vaccinated. And most scientists expect that COVID-19 vaccines will not be 100% effective. More researchers are needed to know how effective vaccines are against different variants. A vaccine will help protect you against disease if you get the virus. We do not know if it will also help stop the virus from spreading to other people. Vaccines are critical tools, but we must continue to wear masks, physical distance, avoid crowded places. As we need as many people as possible to get vaccinated to help stop the pandemic, when it's your turn, get the vaccine. Then about vaccine options, like 271 for Moderna vaccines, 272 for Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, 273 for Pfizer-BioNTech vaccines, 274 for Johnson & Johnson vaccines, 275 for Sinopharm vaccines, 276 for Sinovac COVID-19 vaccines. If you can get the same vaccine for all doses, there is not much data yet on mixing different vaccines. The details on science is given in this link, like which vaccine should I take and what about side effects. About COVID-19 vaccine side effects, it was published that like any vaccines, COVID-19 vaccines can cause mild side effects that go away on their own after a few days. Like not everyone will have side effects. You are protected even if you don't get side effects. For mild reactions, most reactions are not serious and go away within a few days. These include mild fever, tiredness, headache, muscle pain, chills, diarrhea or any tummy, pain or redness at the injection sites. And to treat mild side effects, rest well, drink enough water and take paracetamol or acetaminophen if you have needed. Then rare serious reactions are more serious or long-lasting side effects are extreme rare. Get medical help if the pain at the injection site gets worse after 24 hours or the side effects don't go away after a couple of days. Get help immediately if you have difficult breathing, chest pain, confusion, loss of speech or movement. And rare serious allergic reactions are like severe allergic reactions like anaphylaxis, throat closing up, are a rare possibility with any vaccines. Take care if you have had an allergic reaction to your vaccine before. Tell your healthcare provider. Then was science in 5, like while vaccines should I take and what about side effects. Then the details like it was published that though the COVID-19 vaccines protect against virus variants, then the descriptions were given as like research is being done by thousands of scientists around the world. So we can understand how new COVID-19 variants like Omicron are affected by the different COVID-19 vaccines. In general, the COVID-19 vaccines works very well at preventing serious illness, hospitalization, and death from all current virus variants. While the current vaccines aren't as effective when it comes to protecting you from catching newer variants, your symptoms are more likely to be mild compared to those who aren't vaccinated. Then informations about coping during COVID-19, like if you are experiencing stress, anxiety or depression during the pandemic, you are not alone. Right now, there are many other people around the world who are also struggling to cope. To find out more, reply with one of these numbers, like you can follow 4310 for mental health and COVID-19, 311 for stress, depression, 4312 and practical tips to improve your mental health, 313 for well-being, 314 for parenting tips, 315 for older adults tips, 316 for existing mental health conditions, and breath. And these are the things given as especially for quit tobacco to avoid. Like tobacco is a dangerous, expected and harms those around you. Today is a great day to you quit. To find out more, reply with one of the numbers of words involved like harm from tobacco use. You can know from this number 321, 322 for coronavirus and tobacco, 323 for motivations to quit, 324 for cravings, 325 for triggers, 326 for types of triggers, 327 for join the quick challenge now, 328 about e-cigarettes. WHO Quit Challenge tells that today is a great day to quit and it's easier if you have support. The Quit Challenge will send you daily tips and motivations to stay tobacco free. WHO states that will show you how to quit one craving at a time. To sign up, answer a few questions and set your quit date. Then you will receive a message each day for 22 days. 42 days, you can opt out at any time. Like stick with us and you won't have to rely on willpower alone. To sign up for Quit Challenge now, reply join. It continues like protect yourself. Like even if you have had COVID-19, have been vaccinated, still follow basic precautions. Wash your hands often. Wear a mask. Avoid touching your eyes, mouth and nose. Cover your mouth and nose with your bent elbow or tissue when you cough or sneeze. Avoid crowded or poorly ventilated places. Keep your home well ventilated by opening windows. Stay at home if you feel unwell, even with a slight fever and cough. If you have a fever, cough and difficulty breathing, seek medical care early, but phone first. Stay aware of the latest information from WHO. Like for more, reply with the number next to each question below. Like 331, how does COVID-19 spread? 332, should I wear a mask? 333, can fresh air stop the spread? 334, like what I want. What if I went to a hotspot? 335, for can gathering be safe? 336, for can I get COVID-19 from food or packaging? Then for tips for parents, like take care of yourself so you can take care of your children. Home with the kids, do something they choose for 20 minutes a day. Play a game or eat with them. Quality time will make them feel safe and loved. Praise is powerful, like praise your child or teenage for something they have done well. They may not show their appreciations, but you will see them doing the good things again. For routine up, structured day helps kids feel secure and makes it easier to manage them. Make a timetable with schoolworks, game, free time, exercise, and hand washing. As it was mentioned, like kids driving you crazy, like give yourself a 1 minute pause, breathe in and out 5 times, then respond to the kids. For crowded house, like looking after kids 24/7 during COVID-19 isn't easily. Share your feelings. Remind yourself of what you did well today. think about the good moments. To discuss COVID-19 with your children in an honest way, using age-appropriate language like help children express their feelings in a positive way, sometimes engaging in a creative activity such as playing or drawing can help you with this process. Then it continues about lifestyle tips to be healthier during COVID-19. Some behaviors can make us healthier, including boosting our immune system. For a healthier lifestyle, eat a healthy diet, keep physically active, avoid tobacco and alcohol, get enough sleep. Be active. Take time out and be active to help relax and de-stress. Adults should do at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic physical activity each week. Working from home, get up every 30 minutes to avoid sitting for too long. Walk up and down the stairs. Do some stretching exercise. Dance to music for a few minutes. Check out online resources to show you more ideas. For a healthy diet at home, it could be tempting to eat more sugars foods. Choose fresh foods and raw vegetable instead. Try drinking water instead of soda or soft drinks. Reduce sugar in your tea and coffee. Eat less than 1 level teaspoon, 5 gram or less of salt each day. Too much salt is major cause of high blood pressure. Then protect yourself, like if you have had COVID-19 or have been vaccinated, still follow basic precautions. You can wash your hands often, wear a mask, avoid touching your eyes, mouth and nose. Cover your mouth and nose with your bent elbow or tissue when you cough or sneeze. Avoid crowded or poorly ventilated places. Keep your home well ventilated by opening windows. Stay at home if you feel unwell, even with a slight fever and cough. If you have a fever, cough or difficulty breathing, seek medical care early, but phone first. Then the details at how does COVID-19 spread. 331, 332 for should I wear a mask. 333 for can fresh air stop the spread. 334 for what I went to hotspot. 335 can I gathering be safe. Then 336 like can I get COVID-19 from food or packaging. And these are the details like for vaccines. So informations are given by WHO. These are the numbers you can follow, like 431 for coronavirus, COVID-19 and SARS, 432 for what are the symptoms, who is at risk of severe illness, can I get COVID-19 twice, when should I get medical attentions, is the virus changing variants, who should get tested, what treatments are there, are antibody tests reliable, and about might there is lot of false information around. These are the facts. Studies shows hydroxychloroquine does not have clinical benefits in treating COVID-19. Dexamethasone provides no improvement for patients with mild symptoms. It should be kept for patients who need it most. It should not be stockpiled. Then water or swimming does not spread the COVID-19 virus. Using a medical mask properly for a long term does not cause CO2 intoxication nor oxygen deficiency. Drinking alcohol does not protect you against COVID-19 and can be dangerous. Then 5G mobile networks do not spread COVID-19. These were the details. Like can hold your breath for 10 seconds or more without coughing or feeling discomfort. This does not mean you are free from COVID-19 or any other lung diseases. Drinking ethanol, or bleach does not prevent or cure COVID-19 and can be extremely dangerous. Like there is no evidence that companion animals, pets such as dogs or cats can transmit the coronavirus. And spraying and introducing alcohol, chlorine, bleach or another disinfectants into your body will not protect you against COVID-19. This can harm your clothes or mucous membrane. Like eyes, mouth, both alcohol and chlorine can be useful to disinfect surface when used according to recommendations. It was broadcasted that vaccines against pneumonia, such as the pneumococcal or Hib vaccines, do not provide protections against the coronavirus, as antibiotics do not work against virus. Antibiotics only work against bacteria. You can recover from COVID-19. Catching COVID-19 does not mean you will have it for life. Then information continues. Travel advices were given that avoid travel if possible, and if you do travel, take all possible precautions. Check your distinctions, country travel policies, what travel is allowed, what measures are in place for screening, testing, and quarantine. Avoid or postpone travel. Do not travel if you have confirmed COVID-19 or have had close contact with the confirmed COVID-19 cases. Like older people 60 plus and those with underlying health conditions should try to postpone travel. If this is not possible, take special precautions and wear a medical face mask the whole time. The precautions like wash or sanitize your hands often, avoid touching your eyes, mouth or nose, cover your mouth and nose with your bent elbow or tissue when you cough or sneeze, stay more than 1 meter, 3 feet away from other people, follow proper food hygiene practice, wear a fabric mask, especially when you can't keep a distance, follow national or local mask guidelines, and travelers returning from affected areas should self-monitor for symptoms for 14 days and follow the national protocols of the country you are in. In some countries, you may need to quarantine if you get symptoms such as fever or cough or difficult breathing. Contact a local healthcare provider, try a phone first, and inform them of your symptoms and your travel history. Then details like you can get informations. You can recover from COVID-19. Like catching COVID-19 does not mean you will have it for life. Most people who get COVID-19 have mild or moderate symptoms can recover thanks to supportive care. If you have a cough, fever and difficulty breathing, seek medical care early. Call your health facility by telephone first if you have fever and live in area with malaria or dengue, seek medical care immediately. And drinking alcohol does not protect you against COVID-19 and it can be dangerous. The harmful use of alcohol increases your risk of health problems. Then does holding your breath for 10 seconds without coughing mean you are free from COVID-19? No, you may have. You can increase your oxygen carry capacity of the lung, like being able to hold your breath for 10 seconds or more without coughing or feeling discomfort doesn't mean you are free from COVID-19 or any other lung diseases. The most common symptoms of COVID-19 are dry cough, tiredness and fever. Some people may develop more severe forms of the disease, such as pneumonia. The best way to confirm if you have the virus producing COVID-19 disease is with a laboratory test. You cannot confirm it with the breathing exercise, which can even be dangerous. Then about COVID-19 is caused by virus and antibiotics should not be used for prevention or treatment. Antibiotics works only against bacteria, not viruses. However, if you are hospitalized for COVID-19, you will receive antibiotics because bacterial co-infection is possible. Then, to date, there is no specific medicine recommended to prevent or treat the new coronavirus. However, those infected with the virus should receive appropriate care to relieve and treat symptoms, and those with severe illness should receive optimized supportive care. Some specific treatments are under investigation and will be tested through clinical trials. WHO is helping to accelerate research and development efforts with a range of partners. Then it continues. They shares like for care at home, take for a COVID-19 patient at home if the health system is overstretched or if they have mild disease and are not at high risk, get support from health worker. Isolate the sick person, prevent the spread of infection, take care of the patient, watch out for danger signs. Isolate the sick person and avoid further infection, like the patient should stay in a separate room or part of the home. Keep 1 meter distance. The patients and caregivers should wear medical masks. Make sure there is clean, fresh air. Give your patients their own diseases, cups, towels and beds lines. Wash this daily. Have one caregiver who is not at high risk. Wash your hands often. Clean and disinfect surface. Do not allow visitors. Take care of the patient and watch out for danger signs, like keep an eye on symptoms and treat them where possible. For example, treat a fever with medicines that reduce fever. Make sure the patient gets enough food and water. Get medical help if you notice any danger signs. Danger signs in adults: shortness of breath, heavy breathing, chest pains, dehydration. Danger signs in children like confusion, blue lips or face, isn't eating or breastfeeding. You can measure the patient's oxygen level at home using a pulse oximeter of the patient's fingertip. If the oxygen level starts to drop, get medical advice. A reading of 94 to 90 is little bit low, and below 90 is a danger sign. These are the informations broadcasted by the organization about sharing the services, like do your part, easily link your friends to accurate, reliable COVID-19 information from WHO. Then for donations, you can donate to WHO, like to help fight coronavirus. The COVID-19 solidarity response, it's not a good thing. WHO should be supported by World Bank, and the donations could be distributed equitably to every people as children are adopted at Anganwadi centers. ASHA should be appointed with powers and authorities so that they can distribute funds and resources to the people. As the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund is a secure way to contribute to the world-level effects to respond to the pandemic. Then vaccine for all strikers, like we have a new COVID-19 vaccine striker pack. You can now download. You can do the things as things are there given. Then for latest news and updates, as it was on 13 December 2021, like investing $1 per person per year could save 7 million lives in low and lower middle income countries, as it was reported on the day. And these are the narratives about non-communicable diseases, their vulnerabilities, and means to support them. Then it was given that more than 500 million people pushed further into extreme poverty due to the healthcare cost. COVID-19 pandemic disrupts health services worldwide. New evidence compiled by the World Health Organization and the World Bank shows that the COVID-19 pandemic is likely to halt 2 decades of global progress towards universal health coverage. Updates and information are given. And further it continues. These are the means to know about the informations broadcasted by World Health Organization. So you can download, save the number, and share with your near and dear one to know about the latest updates. As I have tried it today, the recent update about World Health Organization is as follows. It is for 23 April 2023. WHO important updates as World Immunization Week. Did you know that the lives of millions of children are saved every year through immunization from diseases like diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, influenza, and measles? 24 to 30 April is World Immunization Week, and this year World Health Organization is working with partners to catch up the millions of children who missed out on vaccines during the pandemic. The informations availed by the organization, like welcome to World Health Organization, Health Alert, get information and guidance about COVID-19 and related health topics. You can reply with number, emoji, or word in bold to explore one of these topics, like 1 for latest news and cases, 2 for vaccines update, 3 for health topics, 4 for COVID-19 information and devices, 5 for connect, 6 for language, 7 for terms, 8 for alerts. Latest numbers were broadcasted as data as reported by national authorities by 12 am CET April 18, 2023. Total new cases in last 24 hours: India was reported as it 4,48,34,859 confirmed cases. It was increased by 7,633 and 5,31,152 deaths were reported. There were 11 increase in this sequence. For global, 76 crore 37 lakh 40,140 confirmed cases were reported, and there were 6 lakh 69 lakh 8,554 deaths. For novel coronavirus COVID-19 situation dashboard, the interactive dashboard map provides the latest global number and numbers by country of COVID-19 cases on a daily basis. For vaccines, COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. A vaccinated person may still get COVID-19, but the illness is less severe. Keep practicing basic health precautions to prevent the spread. Like reply with the number below to find out more about, like 21 for how vaccine works, 23 for vaccine safety, 24 for how long protection lasts, 25 for access to vaccines, 26 for stopping the pandemic, 27 for vaccine options, 28 for vaccine side effects, 29 for vaccines and variants. Then about health concerns, look after yourself. COVID-19 is affecting how we live our daily lives. Many of us are having to think more carefully about our day-to-day health and wellness. And to learn more about any of the topics below, reply with number of keywords in bold, like coping with tornado, preventing lifestyle. Reply like breath for an introduction to stress management exercises on your phone. And you can take a few minutes a day to practice proven techniques to help you cope with stress. Then about COVID-19 information and advices. For more about the topics below, you can reply with bold like protect yourself 41, vaccine updates 42, questions and answers 43, myth known the fact 44, travel advice 45, and a quiz do you know truth from fiction 46, 47 for care at home. Then connect and share, connect with our wellness organization through your preferred channel. For Facebook Messenger, free basics by Facebooks, then Viber. Then these are the links like language options, get reliable information from WHO about COVID-19 and other health topics in your language. Reply with your preferred language like Arabic, Bengali, Chinese, Dari, English, Espanol or Spanish, Francais, Hausa, Hindi, Italiano, Kiswahili, Kurdish, Latvian, Pashto, Polish, Portuguese, Russian, Somali, Tamil or Urdu. Like WHO COVID-19 WhatsApp service privacy policy, and they will be given, but data are retrieved from individuals could not be destroyed because it harms the intellectual property right of the organization, of the person, that they are learned or incurred informations and its related privilege were steal or robbed by the person on the name of like surveillance. You can sign in to receive health alerts from WHO, then important information will be given to you on this interface. Like about tobacco, you are signed up for the WHO Quick Challenge. If you will sign in, the Quick Challenge sends you daily message for 42 days. You can opt out, reply, stop, and to reset your quick date, reply today. You can still initiate like this. Like welcome to Health Alerts, get information and guidance about COVID-19 and related health topics. Reply with a number of emoji or word in bold to explore one of these topics. Join free stress management program Breath, which is currently available in English, and learn how to reduce stress with practical skills. Then another alerts were given like how do vaccine works. As vaccines are a simple, safe and effective way to protect people against harmful diseases. They use your body's natural defense to build resilience, resistance to an infection. A few different types of vaccines have been developed for COVID-19. Inactivated or weakened virus vaccines, which use a form of the virus that has been inactivated or weakened so it does not cause disease, but still creates an immune response. About protein-based vaccines, which use harmless pieces of proteins or protein cell that are similar to the COVID-19 virus to safely create an immune response. About viral vector vaccines, which use a safe virus that cannot cause disease, but serves as a platform to protect coronavirus proteins to generate an immune response. About RNA and DNA vaccines, an advanced approach that uses genetically engineered RNA or DNA to create a protein that itself safely prompts an immune response. These vaccines are all safe and none will give you COVID-19. They do not put you at risk at serious symptoms. Informations were given on this number, like how vaccine works. Share accurate vaccine informations. Then it continues, like vaccines are safe. As vaccines are very safe, a person is far more likely to be seriously harmed by a disease than by a vaccine. Getting vaccinated lowers your chance of getting serious or deadly illness and from getting long-term symptoms. Common vaccines like the polio vaccine have been used for decades. Millions of people receive them safely every year. Every vaccine needs to go through large-scale testing before it can be used. Vaccines are closely monitored. If any health problems are reported, they are carefully investigated. Usually, health problems that are investigated are not caused by the vaccine itself. The benefits of getting vaccinated outweigh any risk. Then questions like for 231 for infection, 232 for pregnancy, breastfeeding, periods, 233 for health inflammations, 234 for blood clots, 235 you can dial to know about children and adults in, 236 for who should not take the vaccine, 237 for Guillain-Barré syndrome. It continues like how long does protection last? We still don't know exactly how long protection from COVID-19 vaccines last, but current data indicates that most people have strong protection against serious illness and death for at least 6 months. Immunity may reduce faster in people who are older or who have underlying medical conditions or who have a high level of exposure to the virus. To protect yourself, get vaccinated and continue practicing the other protective behaviors against COVID-19. Like what science in 5, like I'm vaccinated, what next? Then things continues. Who should get vaccines first? Like WHO believes that everyone across the world should have access to safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines. Vaccination should start with those at higher risk. Then about priority groups, the decision about who should get vaccinated first should be based on how the virus is spreading in each country and how many doses of vaccines are available. Where infection is spreading widely and there are limited vaccines doses, these groups should be vaccinated first. High-risk health workers, older at-risk and adults, other older adults, people with comorbidities, other at-risk groups, school staffs, other essential works. About global access, World Health Organization is working to make sure that all countries get a fair share of COVID-19 vaccines and treatments. Each country should receive doses of safe and effective vaccines in proportion to their population. These should be used to vaccinate the highest priority groups. When more vaccines doses are available, this should be distributed to all countries to vaccinate other priority groups. Then how quickly can vaccines stop the pandemic? As safe and effective vaccines are a game changer, but we do not yet know how long it will take to stop the pandemic. How quickly vaccines can stop the pandemic will depend on how well it works when vaccines are approved, how quickly doses can be produced, how quickly they are distributed, how many people get vaccinated. Most scientists expect that COVID-19 vaccines will not be 100% effective. More research is needed to know how effective vaccines are against different variants. A vaccine will help protect you against disease if you get the virus. We do not know if it will also stop the virus from spreading to other people. As vaccines are a critical tool, but we must continue to wear masks, physically distance, avoid crowded places. as many people as possible to get vaccinated to help stop the pandemic when it's your turn. Get the vaccine. It continues about vaccine options. Like there are a few available vaccines: 271 for Moderna vaccine, 272 for Oxford AstraZeneca vaccines, 273 for Pfizer BioNTech vaccines, 274 for Johnson & Johnson vaccines, 275 for Sinopharm vaccines, 276 for Sinovac COVID-19 vaccines, 278 for Biotech vaccines. You can get the same vaccines for all doses. There is not much data yet on mixing different vaccines. You can watch Science in 5. Which vaccine should I take and what about the side effects? These are the links. Let us talk about the COVID-19 vaccine side effects. Like any vaccine, COVID-19 vaccines can cause mild side effects that go away on their own after a few days. Not everyone will have side effects. You are protected even if you don't get side effects. Then about mild reactions. Most reactions are not serious and go away within a few days. These include mild fever, tiredness, headache, muscle pain, chills, diarrhea like runny tummy, pain or redness at the injection site. To treat mild side effects, rest well, drink enough water, and take paracetamol or acetaminophen if you need it. Rare serious reactions, more serious or long-lasting side effects are extremely rare. You can get medical help if the pain at the injection site gets worse after 24 hours or the side effects does not go away after a couple days. You can get help immediately if you have difficulty breathing, chest pain, confusion, loss of speech or movement, and rare serious allergic reactions like severe allergic reactions like anaphylaxis, throat closing up are rare possibilities with any vaccine. Like take care if you have had an allergic reaction to a vaccine before. Tell your healthcare provider. Then do the COVID-19 vaccines protect against viral variants? As WHO clarifies, is a standard of research is being done by thousands of scientists around the world, so we can understand how new COVID-19 variants like Omicron are affected by the different COVID-19 vaccines. In general, the COVID-19 vaccines works very well at preventing serious illness, hospitalization, and death from all current virus variants. While the current vaccines aren't as effective when it comes to protecting you from catching new variants, your symptoms are more likely to be mild compared to those who aren't vaccinated. Then how vaccine works, and these are the details. Then it continues about coping during COVID-19. If you are experiencing stress, anxiety, or depression during the pandemic, you are not alone. Right now, there are many other people around the world who are also struggling to cope. To find more, you can reply with one of the number of keywords below, like 310 for mental health and COVID-19, 311 for stress, 312 for depression, practical tips to improve your mental health, 313 for well-beings, 314 for parenting tips, 315 for older adult tips, 316 for existing mental health conditions. You can reply with for an introduction to stress management exercises on your phone. Take a few minutes a day to practice proven techniques to help you cope with the stress. Then the WHO number here it's given. You can save it like plus 417989318892. You can protect yourself even if you have had COVID-19 or have been vaccinated. Still follow basic precautions like wash your hand often, wear a mask, avoid touching your eyes, mouth or nose, cover your mouth and nose with your bent elbow or tissue when you cough or sneeze. Avoid crowded or poorly ventilated places. Keep your home well ventilated by opening windows. Stay at home if you feel unwell, even with a slight fever and cough. If you have a fever, cough and difficulty breathing, seek medical care early, but phone first. These are the information given. Stay aware of the latest information from WHO. You can learn more, like dial the number 331 for how does COVID-19 spread, 332 for should it wear a mask, 333 for can fresh air stop the spread, 334 for what if I went to a hotspot. 335 for can gathering be safe. 336 for can I get COVID-19 from food or packaging. Then tips for parents as like take care of yourself so you can take care of your children. Home with the kids, like do something they choose for 20 minutes a day, play a game or read with them. Quality time will make them feel safe and loved. Then praise is powerful, like praise your child or teenage for something they have done well. They may not show their appreciation, but you'll still see them doing that good things again. About routine of a structure that helps kids feel secure and makes it easier to manage them. Make a timetable with the schoolworks, games, free time, exercise and hand washing. Kids driving you crazy like give yourself a minute pause, breathe in and out 5 times, then respond to the kids. For crowded houses, looking after kids 24 by 7 during COVID-19 is not easy. Share your feelings. Remind yourself of what you did well today. Think about the good memories. Discuss COVID-19 with your children in an honest way, using age-appropriate language. Help children express their feelings in a positive way. Sometimes engaging in a creative activity, such as playing or drawing, can help you with this process. Then about lifestyle tips to be healthier during COVID-19. Some behaviors can make us healthier, including boosting our immune system. For a healthy lifestyle, eat a healthy diet. Keep physician active. Avoid tobacco and alcohol. Get enough sleep. Be active, like take time out and be active to help relax and de-stress. Adults should do at least 150 minutes of moderate intensifying aerobic physical activity each week. Working from home, get every 30 minutes to avoid sitting for too long. It continues. You can sit. You have to think like walk up and down the stairs, do some stretching exercise, dance to music for a few minutes, check out online resources to show you more details. About healthy diet at home, it could be tempting to eat more sugary foods. Choose fresh fruits and raw vegetable instead. Try drinking water instead of soda or soft drinks. Reduce sugar in your tea and coffee. Eat less than 1 level tablespoon, like 5 gram or less of salt each day. Too much salt is major cause of high blood pressure. Then it continues. Like you can protect yourself even if you have COVID-19 or have been vaccinated. Still follow basic precautions like wash your hands often, wear a mask, avoid touching your eyes, mouth and nose, cover your mouth and nose with your bent elbow or tissue when you cough or sneeze, avoid crowded or poorly ventilated places, keep your home well ventilated by opening windows, stay at home if you feel unwell even with a slight fever and cough. If you have a fever, cough and difficulty breathing, seek medical care early, but phone first. And stay aware of the latest information from WHO, like how does COVID-19 spread, should I wear a mask, can fresh air stop the spread, what if I went to a hotspot, can gathering be safe, can I get COVID-19 from food or packaging, these things ensures. About vaccines, COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. A vaccinated person may still get COVID-19, but the illness is less severe. Keep practicing basic health precautions to prevent the spread. Like you can reply with the number below to find out more about like how vaccine works, vaccine safety, how long protection lasts, access to vaccines, stopping the pandemic, vaccine option spread, brands, vaccine side effects, vaccine and variants. Like how vaccine works, which vaccine should I take, and what about side effects. About question and answers, reply with a number to get information on each of these topics like 4314 coronavirus, COVID-19 and SARS, 4324 what are the symptoms, 4334 who is at risk of severe illness, 434 for what is post-COVID-19 conditions, 435 for when should I get medical attention, 436 for is the virus changing variants, 437 for who should get tested, 438 for what treatments are there, and 439 for antibody test and reinfections. There are certain myths like there is a lot of false information about COVID-19 being spread. World Health Organization collaborated with the University of Cambridge and UK Cabinet Office to create a game that improves people's ability to spot misinformation about COVID-19 called Go Viral, like Play Go Viral. The International Fact-Checking Networks has created the Coronavirus Fact Alliance chatbot to help you boost myths and check facts about COVID-19 and its vaccinations. You can make sure you know the facts. Click on this link to use the service. Science and other details are given on this links. About question and answers you can follow. 431 for coronavirus, COVID-19 and SARS. 432 for what are the symptoms. 433 for who is at risk of severe illness. 434 for what is post-COVID-19 conditions. 435 for when should I get medical attention. 436 for is the virus changing. 437 for who should get tested. 438 for what treatments are there. 439 for antibody test and reinfections. About travel advice, avoid travel if possible, and if you do travel, take all possible precautions. You can check your destinations, countries, travel policies, what travel is allowed, what measures are in place for screening, testing and quarantine. Avoid or postpone travel. Do not travel if you have confirmed COVID-19 or have had close contact with the confirmed COVID-19 cases. Older people, 60 plus, and those with underlying health conditions should try to postpone travel. If this is not possible, take special precautions and wear a medical face mask to whole time. About taking precautions, wash or sanitize your hand often. Avoid touching your eyes, mouth and nose. Cover your mouth and nose with your bent below elbow tissue when you cough or sneeze. Stay more than 1 meter, 3 feet away from other people. Follow proper food hygiene practice. Wear a fabric mask, especially when you can't keep a distance. Follow national or local mask guidelines. And travelers returning from affected areas should self-monitor for symptoms for 14 days and follow the national protocols of the country you are in. In some countries, you may need to quarantine. If you get symptoms such as fever or cough or difficulty breathing, contact a local healthcare provider. Try to phone first and inform them of your symptoms and your travel history. Then water or swimming does not transmit the COVID-19 virus, like the COVID-19 virus does not transmit through water while swimming. However, the virus spreads between people when someone has close contact with an infected person. Avoid crowds and maintain at least 1 meter distance from others, even when you are swimming or at swimming areas. Wear a mask when you are not in the water and you cannot stay distant. Clear your hands frequently, cover a cough or sneeze while a tissue or bent elbow, and stay home if you are unwell. Then it continues. The number continues on, information continues on other number as the latest updates were given. As for vaccine safety questions for blood clots, like there have been rare but serious cases of blood clots after vaccination with vaccines like AstraZeneca and Janssen. Remember that the risk of blood clots from COVID-19 itself is much higher than from either vaccine. You can contact your doctor immediately if you have any of the following new and severe symptoms. 3 to 30 days after vaccination, like ongoing headache, blurred vision, chest pain, severe abdominal pain, leg swelling or unusual skin bruising, shortness of breath. You can reply 23 for vaccine safety, 2 for vaccine updates, 0 for main menu, and this continues. About vaccine safety questions, children and adolescents. Vaccines are usually tested in adults first so safety can be proven before being given to children. Both Moderna and Pfizer vaccines are safe for children from 12 years of age, 12 to 17 years old with comorbidities like health concerns that put them at higher risk of serious COVID-19. And maybe often vaccinations at the same time as other high-risk groups. Like most children are at low risk of serious diseases, and vaccinating them would mainly be about reducing the spread of COVID-19, which can also be done by practicing proper safety precautions. Vaccine safety questions like who should not get vaccinated. You should not be vaccinated if you have history of allergic reactions, anaphylaxis, like to any of the ingredients of the COVID-19 vaccine. You have a fever over 38.5 degrees Celsius on the day of your vaccine appointments. Get vaccinated when you are feeling better. You have or think you may have COVID-19. Wait until you have completed the isolation period and your symptoms have passed to get vaccinated. COVID-19 vaccines are safe for people taking blood thinners, but you should let the person giving you the vaccine know about any medications you are taking before you are given the vaccines. Then about the vaccine safety questions, Guillain-Barré syndromes, like there have been very rare reports of cases of Guillain-Barré syndrome occurring within 42 days of vaccination with the AstraZeneca and Janssen vaccines. Adenovirus vector vaccine, we do not yet know whether the reported cases were related to vaccines or whether they were a coincidence. Guillain-Barré syndrome, this is a rare condition where a person's immune system attacks the nerves causing symptoms like muscle weakness, tingling, loss of sensation in the arms and or legs. Most people affected recover fully. It can be caused by bacterial infections, viral infections, including COVID-19, surgery, vaccine administrations, and very rare. The reported cases are very rare, like 100 out of 12.2 million J&J doses in the US to 27 out of 15.4 million AstraZeneca doses in Europe. And when to seek help if you have any of these symptoms within 42 days of vaccination, contact your healthcare provider immediately, like difficulty walking, difficulty with facial movements, difficulty breathing, difficulty speaking, difficulty chewing or swallowing, double vision, difficulty moving your eyes, difficulty with bladder or bowel control. If you have weakness or tingling in legs, arms or face, vaccines are the best protection. The benefits of vaccination against COVID-19 greatly outweigh any possible risk. Vaccines protect against severe diseases and death due to COVID-19. Again, information continues. Like World Health Organization recommendations on the Moderna vaccines, it was updated on 23rd February 2022. The Moderna vaccine is 94.1% effective in protecting against COVID-19 starting 14 days after the first dose. Get 2 doses 8 weeks apart. Wait for 15 minutes of observation after vaccination. If you have a severe allergic reactions, do not get a second dose. Health workers and older people should get the vaccine first, followed by others at high risk. The vaccines has been tested and found safe in people with diabetes, obesity, HIV and lung, heart and liver diseases. People who are immunocompromised or have HIV can be vaccinated after getting information and counseling. If you had COVID-19, you can get the vaccine. Breastfeeding women at high risk can get the vaccine. Continue to breastfeed after the vaccination. The vaccine is safe and recommended for those breastfeeding. Do not get the vaccine if you are allergic to any ingredients in the vaccine. Frail older persons must be individually assessed. The Global Advisory Committee on Vaccine Safety is monitoring the vaccine. The evidence so far shows that it is effective against variants. Immunity lasts for several months, but we do not know it exactly how long. Even after vaccinations, you can still catch and spread COVID-19. However, the vaccine is effective in preventing severe infections. As WHO further refers that after vaccination, continue to practice health precautions. Wear a mask, practice physical distancing, wash your hands, practice cough hygiene, avoid crowds, make sure there is good ventilation. WHO recommendations on the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccines, as the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine provides 63.09% protection against COVID-19 symptoms. You should get 2 doses 8 to 12 weeks apart. We need more research on the effectiveness of a single dose. Health workers and people over 65 should get the vaccine first. The vaccine is recommended for people with comorbidities. People who are immunocompromised, like those with HIV and those with autoimmune conditions, may get the vaccine after getting information and counseling. People who have had COVID-19 can get the vaccine. Breastfeeding women can get vaccinated. You can continue breastfeeding after the vaccine. Pregnant women should get vaccinated if the benefits outweighs the potential risk. Like for healthcare workers, consult your healthcare provider. Do not take the vaccine if you have a history of severe allergic reactions to any ingredients of the vaccine. The vaccine is not currently recommended for under 18s. The Global Advisory Committee on Vaccine Safety is monitoring the vaccine. World Health Organization recommends the vaccine even if there are virus variants in your country. Follow your country's guideline. We do not know if the vaccine prevents the spread of virus to others. After vaccinations, you must still wear a mask, practice physical distancing, wash your hands, practice cough hygiene, avoid crowds, make sure there is good ventilation. Then World Health Organization recommendations on the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, like the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 mRNA vaccine, is safe and is 95% effective against symptomatic infections. To get full protection, you need 2 doses, 21 to 28 days apart. Protection develops from 12 days after the first dose. Like health workers and older people should be offered the vaccine first. People with a history of severe allergic reactions to any component of the vaccine should not take it. The Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 mRNA vaccine is suitable for pregnant women. This vaccine is suitable for breastfeeding women. It's not recommended to discontinue breastfeeding because of vaccination. This vaccine is suitable for children 12 and above. People with known medical conditions can get the vaccine. This includes people with hypertension, diabetes, asthma, pulmonary liver or kidney diseases, and controlled chronic infections. Given the significant risk of severe COVID-19 for moderately or severely immunocompromised persons, World Health Organization advises an extended 3-dose primary service based on available data. Monitoring and consultation with a physician is needed. Like a booster dose may be considered 4 to 6 months after the first vaccination series. But this is mainly recommended for the higher priority groups, like people who have had COVID-19 already can get the vaccine. And after vaccination, continue to practice health precautions like wear a mask, practice physical distancing, wash your hands, practice cough hygiene, avoid crowds, make sure there is good ventilation. You can watch Science in 5 on this number. And WHO recommendations on the Johnson & Johnson vaccines. It was updated on 2nd September 2021. The Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine is 85.4% effective in protecting against severe diseases and 93.1% effective against hospitalization 28 days after the vaccine. It's a single-dose vaccine. The vaccine is safe for people with hypertension, chronic lung diseases, heart diseases, obesity, and diabetes. The vaccine was tested with people living with HIV and was found to be safe. If you had COVID-19, you can get the vaccine. Breastfeeding women can get the vaccine. Continue to breastfeed after the vaccination. Pregnant women can get the vaccine. Do not get the vaccine if you have a history of anaphylaxis, extreme allergic reaction to any component of the vaccine. If you have a temperature over 38.5 degrees Celsius, wait until your fever is gone before getting vaccinated. The vaccine is not yet approved for people under 18. We don't yet know if the vaccine prevents the spread of virus to others. After vaccination, continue to practice health precautions like wear a mask, practice physical distancing, wash your hands, practice cough hygiene, avoid crowds, make sure there is good ventilation. Then World Health Organization recommendations on the Sinopharm vaccines. It was updated on 15th March 2022. Like the Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine is 79% effective against symptomatic infections and 79% effective against hospitalization. Sinopharm is a 2-dose vaccine that second dose is given after 3 to 4 weeks. If you had COVID-19, you can get the vaccine but may want to give others a chance to get it first. Breastfeeding women can get the Sinopharm vaccines, continue to breastfeed after vaccination, and pregnant women at high risk like health workers can get the vaccine if the benefits outweigh the risk. The vaccine was not tested with people living with HIV. Do not get the vaccine if you have a history of anaphylaxis like extreme allergy reactions or have a temperature over 38.5 degrees Celsius. The vaccine is not currently recommended for under 18s as studies are still underway. We don't yet know if the vaccine prevents the spread of virus to others. After vaccination, continue to practice health precautions like wear a mask, practice physical distancing, wash your hands, practice cough hygiene, avoid crowds, make sure there is good ventilation. And World Health Organization recommendations on the Sinovac COVID-19 vaccines like the Sinovac COVID-19 vaccine is safe and has been proven to be 51% effective against symptomatic infections and 100% effective against severe COVID-19 and hospitalization. Like you can get 2 doses 2 to 4 weeks apart. The vaccine is effective 14 days after the second dose. Health workers and other people should be offered the vaccine first. It's not recommended for those under 18 as studies are still underway. Pregnant women at high risk like healthcare workers could get vaccinated if the benefits outweigh the risk. Breastfeeding women can get vaccinated if it's not need to stop breastfeeding after vaccination. The vaccine is recommended for persons with comorbidities at risk of severe COVID-19, obesity, cardiovascular diseases, and respiratory diseases. People living with HIV or who are immunocompromised, who are at risk, health worker or other people may receive these vaccines. You can get the vaccine if you have had COVID-19. The vaccine should not be given to anyone with a history of severe allergy to any of the ingredients. If you have COVID-19, wait until you have recovered and completed isolation before getting the vaccine. If your temperature is over 38.5 degrees Celsius, wait until you no longer have a fever. It's estimated that the Sinovac vaccine is about 50% effective against symptomatic infections of the P1 and P2 variants. Studies on the vaccine effectiveness against Omicron are still underway. there is not enough evidence on whether the vaccine stops the spread of the virus. So after vaccination, continue to practice health precautions. Wear a mask, practice physical distancing, wash your hands, practice cup hygiene, avoid crowds, make sure there is good ventilation. It continues it's about WHO recommendations on the Bharat Biotech BBV152 Covaxin vaccines. It was published on 16 March 2022. The Bharat Biotech COVID-19 vaccine is safe and has been proven to be 78% effective against symptomatic infections, 93% effective against severe COVID-19, and 68% effective in those aged 60 years and over 14 or more days after the second dose. You can get 2 doses 4 weeks apart. Like if you have a severe allergic reactions, do not get the second dose. Health workers and other people should get the vaccine first, followed by others at high risk. The vaccine has been tested and found safe in people with diabetes, obesity, HIV, and lung, heart, and liver diseases. People who are immunocompromised or have HIV and in a stable condition can be vaccinated after getting information and counseling. If you have had COVID-19, you can get the vaccine. Breastfeeding women at higher risk can get the vaccines. Continue to breastfeed after the vaccination. The vaccine is safe and recommended for those breastfeeding. Do not get the vaccine if you are allergic to any ingredients in the vaccine. Frail other persons must be individually assessed. The evidence so far shows that the vaccine is 90% effective against the Kappa variant and 65% effective against the Delta variants. Immunity lasts for several months, but do not know it exactly how long. Even after vaccinations, you can still catch and spread COVID-19. However, the vaccine is effective in preventing severe infections. After vaccinations, continue to practice health precautions like wear a mask, practice physical distancing, wash your hands, practice cough and hygiene, avoid crowds, make sure there is good ventilation. And this continues. Similarly, other informations could be traced. It's information about COVID-19 vaccine side effects. Like any vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine can cause mild side effects that go away on their own after a few days. Not everyone will have side effects. You are protected even if you don't get side effects. About mild reactions, most reactions are not serious and go away within a few days. These include mild fever, tiredness, headache, muscle pain, chills, diarrhea, pain or redness at the injection site. To treat mild side effects, rest well, drink enough water, and take paracetamol or acetaminophen if you need it. Rare serious reactions like more serious or long-lasting side effects are extremely rare. Get medical help if the pain at the injection site gets worse after 24 hours or the side effects don't go away after a couple days. Get help immediately if you have difficult breathing, chest pain, confusion, loss of speech or movements. Rare serious allergic reactions like severe allergic reactions like anaphylaxis, throat closing up are a rare possibility with any vaccines. Take care if you have had an allergic reaction to a vaccine before. Tell your healthcare provider. So, in this manner, you can get the information and the number of World Health Organization is, as it was broadcasted, like +417989311892. You can save, you can interact with the organization to know information about the same.